Welcome to our podcast. What she said.
Hey, this is Audrey, and this is Courtney, and we are the Girls of 95.
Yeah. Girls of 95. Yeah. Yeah. Girls of 95. Oh, yeah.
Hello, welcome back. No, this is a little bit off topic, but I just went into the bathroom to use Audrey's bathroom. Mm-hmm. And I started using Grande Lash. And do you feel like my eyelashes kind of look longer?
Yeah. I should get them too because I hate my lashes. It's my biggest, I think that's one of my biggest insecurities, honestly.
Well, I feel like here's my thing. My eyelashes are naturally blonde. So my plan is to use Grande Lash for like 6 months or something like that. Or maybe like when it comes summertime or closer, then go get them lifted and tinted to where I don't have to wear mascara.
Yeah.
And they look just more obvious whenever because I feel like this is kind of what they would look like if they were lifted and tinted because I just put a very thin layer of mascara on.
They look good.
Yay. So I'm excited. I've never had really like long, thick lashes ever. I mean, they're always like good. They're better than, I think they're above average when I put mascara on. But when I have no mascara on, it just is, there's like nothing there that you can see. So that's just a call out for Grande Lash. It hasn't made me go blind yet. That's why I was just like, guys, I might go blind. But
you might go blind, but it might be worth it.
I will say, though, that it was irritating my eye when I first put it on. So I would just say, like, but like my actual eyeball, which started freaking me out. That's why I was like, I don't even use it every night. So if I'm seeing a difference from not even using it all the time,
right,
that's pretty cool. But I think what I was doing, I think I was just putting too much on. It was just kind of getting in my eye a little bit.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
And it was just like making my eye look a little bit bloodshot or just irritated. It wasn't like I couldn't see or something, or it was just
good for you. I just got a I don't even think I told you, a beauty bioscience
the dermaplaning thing.
Yeah, it's like it's like kind of like it's like micro needling or whatever. And and I honestly, I can physically tell that my skin looks better. Not only is it smoother, you can just feel that your skin's smoother, but like I didn't do it you're supposed to do it like every other day. And I didn't do it for like 4 days, and I literally looked haggard. And then I just did it last night, and I woke up and
your
I was
skin
like,
looks glowing.
Yeah.
Wait, I want it.
Okay, great. I'll get you one.
Here's my thing. I've said this before, but the older you get, so like obviously we don't look old. Those guys that saved us on the beach thought I was 22.
Right. Like we look young.
We look young. I have kind of a baby face anyway. But the older you get, the more you're like, oh, like, let's not treat my skin like crap because
I'm very concerned with my skin.
Or at least, and maybe it's just like the trend right now, but I feel like this has always been my kind of goal. I would rather not wear makeup. Like, that's my goal, is just to be naturally pretty. Yeah. So to do things like get your lashes lifted and tinted and get things that like make your skin look nice, then I don't have to wear very much makeup, if any. Especially I'm like, now I live here and I look better whenever I've just had like a little bit of sun anyway. Yeah. So it's like it ends up evening out because if you're spending a lot of money and time and stuff like for makeup and things like that, then if you spend that money like making your skin look nice, you don't need it as much. And
my
it's less effort,
my skin,
honestly.
I have been blessed. Like I've never had to be on like Accutane or anything. Like I get zits, but it's few and far between. I am very blessed in that. So
same.
People are probably going to come at me and just be like, literally die off a bridge. And I'm like, I understand and I realize.
I get that. Well, we're not talking about if you have a problem skin. We're just saying that, which the average person doesn't have. I don't think, well, I mean, I know people, it's not uncommon, but I'm just saying it's also not uncommon to not have really horrible skin problems too. Yeah. Like you just have times where it flares up, especially I'm talking about girls. You have hormones and things like that.
But my biggest skin concern is I just look like dead. Okay.
You dull skin sometimes.
I have the dullest skin. Like it's very clear, but no, like I just look dull and I just look tired a lot of the time. I think it would help if I were to go outside.
No, literally I was going to say that. If you just went outside for like a couple hours.
I never go outside. And it's like because I don't want to like, well, one, I just love being in my house. I never go outside. But two, like I definitely got really scared. I used to work in skincare and I got really scared by the sun. Like I'm terrified of the sun, honestly, a little bit. I'm like the guy from Benchwarmers. Like,
Howie.
I'm Howie.
She is.
No, I'm not that.
Agoraphobia.
I'm not that serious. I don't have an issue or anything, but I do just see I can see the sun damage. And I do sunscreen it up, but I'm still just like no, like I'll always have a hat on, I'll always get an umbrella, always. But I'm like, I don't know. I think that is good, but also I think I do need to get a little bit of color because that'll be the number one thing that makes me look less.
Well, I'm no expert, and I'm sure anyone that is an expert on skin is going to come at me, but you do get vitamins from the sun. So it's like to go out in the sun with sunscreen on and protect, especially if you're like you have fairer skin naturally.
Oh, I'm the palest person in Florida. No, I'm 100%. I can coin that.
She's really not, but
I'm pretty pale.
Bring Emily over here because she'll fight you, because that's anytime I say I'm pale, she'll be like, you don't even have it, which she's not. She's literally gorgeous and she looks wonderful.
But she is paler than you, yeah. So I could see where she'd be like, no.
Anyway, so I'm just saying, like, just to go out and get a little bit, like, literally just enough to, like, go on a walk or even something like that. Like, I feel like that's enough. And it changes mine, because mine has been so bad the past, like, 2 weeks. And I genuinely think it's, like, it probably isn't that much worse than it is all the time. But it's, like, when I don't have a little bit of sun on my face, first of all, getting in the water, as soon as, like, if I ever go to the beach, I'm, like, literally go to the ocean. I don't, like, duck my head in, but I'll, like, get my hands wet and, like, put it on my face. And now my skin is, like, clear today. And it's not been good, like, the past couple weeks, where I've just had, like, literally not even zits that were, like, actual zits. It would just be, like, red and painful. And I literally never have that. That's what I genuinely don't have. I'll have zits where it's, like, a clogged pore. And I'm, like, I squeeze it when you're not supposed to, and it pops, and then it heals, whatever. That's the type of situation that I have most of the time. These were generally, like, painful, like, almost, like, hormonal, and maybe it was I don't know what it was, but it was, like, dry and crispy forehead, and it was not good.
I have a crispy spot up here. It's like
yeah, no, you had me feel it the other day.
Yeah.
I think it's just, I don't even think that has to do with anything. I don't know. My dad is literally giving us so much love on our Instagram right now.
Yeah, he's always the top commenter.
I love it.
I think he has the push notifications on because literally it's like always.
He's sending claps right now. Dad, I love you so much. I get to see them next week. I'm so excited. It's because we posted this really cute reel of us dancing at the...
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good.
I know.
Yeah, we went to the game and Ryan was trying to find the tickets on his phone. And so we turned to our friend Vince and we were just like, hey, can you get a video of us? And he was just like, what? I don't know how to do that. And I was like, you've never taken a video before? Record. Yeah, I was like, just press record. And he was like, I don't know. And then Ryan found the tickets and he was like, here, I got it. Like, Ryan's such a good Instagram husband, honestly.
He really is. Yeah, Vince was like, what's happening?
Yeah, it was funny.
Anyway. Yeah. But yeah, there's a cute reel on there. It was funny. But when we say we're like crackhead energy, that's it right there. That's what we do.
You guys haven't even really
seen. That's probably why people think that we are younger than we are. Because I'm like, I don't act like.
Yeah, we act immature when we're in our crackhead state.
Yeah, we do.
100%.
My thing is just we're people who can be that, but we also have depth and actually have common sense and maturity and things like that. It's like I can function as an adult and also have fun. I don't think
we're complete idiots,
but I don't think we're complete morons.
We're on the plane. We're
on the spectrum.
Yeah,
we're of the idiocy or whatever.
The idiot spectrum. Anyway, we really are. But you guys, I wish we could do like you know, if we ever, you know, get a little bit bigger and stuff, and I know people do like live events and stuff, I think people would just get on there and be like, welcome to Audrey and Courtney's Crack Show. And we're just like, literally, we get we get annoying. That's the thing. I think we're just annoying but it's not to me. I think it's the funnest time of my life. But people I bet are probably just like, what the fuck? I feel bad for Ryan sometimes too, because he's just kind of like,
just like, God.
Okay, cool.
But you know what? Me and Ryan are still close friends, so it can't be that bad. And he married you, so it can't be that bad.
Well, he's a crack addict too, honestly.
Sometimes Audrey's not in the mood, and then me and Ryan.
And I'm just over here like, because I do get with people that I'm really close with, I am 100% myself, and I will straight up just be like, I'm not having fun anymore. Like, I'll just straight up be like, I'm done with this. Like,
I'm actually not.
But I don't do that with many people. It's like, honestly, just like my parents, some of my closer friends, and then like Courtney and Ryan, honestly, where I'm just like completely just like.
You know who never finds us annoying? My mom and dad.
Really? You don't think they ever do?
Every time we get like that, they're like, they literally would, if they had pom-poms, if they had pom-poms, they would totally be like, let's go. Like, I just,
wild.
They just, I don't know.
Also,
they live for that.
When we get in our crackhead state, we also become just like so unhingedly savage as well. Like, we would straight up just be like joke about our trauma, joke about like ex-boyfriends, like
nothing's off the table.
Nothing. Like it's really hardcore. And it's like we won't be mean to mostly just mean to ourselves. I don't think
we're mean to each other and ourselves.
But I would say like I'd probably be really rude still. Like I feel like if it were
I don't think I do though. You do sometimes, but I don't think I do. To other people.
I think it just depends on the
Or at least
situation.
I don't try to.
I would to complete strangers though. I'd be straight up like rude and just
I can't. I don't think I can do that.
Yeah, like I think of like an example, like if we were getting ready for, and this didn't happen, but like let's say when we got all cracked headed out before Haley's wedding or whatever, and then she'd be like, okay, time to go to bed, and we'd be like, no, it's your time to go to bed.
Yeah,
like I'd be like that.
Yeah, that's the type of thing.
That didn't happen. I don't think it honestly.
No, but I'm sure something like that has happened.
Yeah,
that's the type of thing that has happened. Yeah, when they're like, we know they're not in the mood, and we're like, yeah, but
we don't care.
We don't care. Yeah,
cry about it. I say that a lot. Go up and cry about it.
No, yeah, I think my go-to is exactly what you just said. When they're like, you're being really annoying. I'm like, but you're annoying. Or like, I always just turn around and like,
you're boring.
Like your skin's sunburned. I'm like, your skin's sunburnt. Like that's my type of thing. Whereas like someone says something that doesn't even apply. And I just said, you are, basically. I don't know where I heard that because I didn't coin it, but I say that all the time. All the time. And I'm sure that runs right through some people. They're like, okay, well, find a new sense of humor.
Yeah, we wouldn't do that to just everybody, though. Like I said, it would be complete strangers or it would be like Haley and Morgan, honestly.
Yeah, our best friends.
Yeah, so. Man.
Okay, well, it's my turn to find some.
Oh, yeah, so we're doing Reddit Stories Part 2. Sorry, guys. It was 5-second pee break for us, a week for you. So we're back at the Reddit. If you haven't listened to our last episode, we kind of just dived into some worst date stories. And Courtney, what are you going to dive into today?
I am on an article by Complex Magazine, so it could get a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know.
We haven't read these stories, so we didn't read last episode stories, and same for this one. Like I think in the future we discussed like we kind of like doing Reddit stories. We'll probably prepare a little bit more, but today we're just really off the cuff.
I will say like in the future, I do like how like I'm reading some to you and you're reading some to me. So it's like we can have some prepared, but like we both don't need to have read them. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think one person needs to be surprised at the very least.
Exactly. Yeah. And in the best case scenario, someone else just finds them for us.
Yeah, but today we're both surprised. So.
This article is called The Most Legendary Reddit Threads. And so you can help decide if you think they're legendary or not. Should they be legendary or not?
Are they legend? Wait for it, dairy.
Okay, the first one's called Hot Potato.
Perfect.
I used to have the hot potato game. Okay. It says, what does TIFU stand for?
I don't know. Reddit also has like weird things.
Okay.
Like,
I don't know. Anyway, it says, enraging the parents of my girlfriend by pretending not to know what a potato is. That's what the title is. Okay, it says, let me tell you that I made a bad mistake this evening. My girlfriend, who is, let me tell you, is my only second girlfriend of all time. And I am invited to dinner, inside quotations, with her parents. So this is like apparently a serious dinner.
Okay.
I was very aghast, nervous, and bashful to be invited to such a situation, but I knew it must be done. This guy is really writing with dramatics, which I appreciate. This is so funny. I met them nicely, I should tell you, and it started off in a good way. The idea slapped my mind that I should do a comic bit to make a good impression and become known to them as a person who is amusing. Yeah, the way he's typing, I don't think he's American.
Yeah.
When I saw that baked potatoes were served, I got the idea that it'd be very good if I pretended I did not know what potatoes was. That would be funny. Well, let me tell you. Backfired on my face. I'll tell you how.
Okay. Oh my God.
So the first one, the potato became on my plate. Why is he saying
potato became on my plate?
I'm reading exactly how it says too. It's so funny. I acted very interested. I showed an expression on my face so as to seem that I was confused, astounded, but in a restrained, curious, and interested way.
Okay.
They did notice and seemed confused, but did not remark. So I asked, looks very interesting. What is this? They stared at me and the mother said, it's baked potato. And I was saying, oh, interesting. A baked, what is it again? And she was like, a potato. And I was like, a potato? Oh, interesting. Never heard of a potato. Looks pretty good. And they didn't see I was clowning, but thought I really did not know what a potato is. So I knew I'd be very ashamed, humiliated, depressed, and disgusted if I admitted to making a bad joke. So what I did was act as if it was not a joke, but I committed to the act of pretending I did not know what a potato is.
Oh my God. Okay.
They asked me, very incredulous, did I really not know what a potato is? That I never heard of a potato? I went with it and told them, yes, I did not ever hear of a potato. Not only did I never had I never eaten a potato, I had never heard the word potato. This went on for a bit, and my girlfriend was acting confused and embarrassed by my effed up antics. That was in parentheses. And then the more insistent I was about not knowing what a potato is was when the parents started thinking I did know what a potato was. Well, let me tell you, I had to commit 100% at this point. When I would not admit to knowing what a potato was, the father especially began to get annoyed. At one point, he was like, enough is enough. You're effing with us. Admit it. And I said, sir, before today, I've never heard of a potato. I still don't know what a potato is, other than some kind of food. I don't know what to tell you. Well, let me tell you, he got very annoyed. I decided to take a bite of the potato, and when I did, I made a very high-pitched noise that said, tastes very strange.
Okay.
That's when the father started yelling at me, and the mother kept saying, what are you doing? And my girlfriend went to some other room. Finally, the father said, I should get the F out of his house, and I said, and said I was irrational to treat me like this. Sorry, I messed up. And I said it was irrational to treat me like this just because I never heard of a potato before. Well, let me tell you, he didn't take that kindly. Now, in text messages, I have been telling my girlfriend I really don't know what a potato is. The only way I can ever get out of this for them to buy that I don't know what a potato is. I wish I never started it, but I can't go back. I think she'll break up with me anyway.
Oh my God. Can you imagine, like, years later, like, you're on your deathbed, and then, like, you told your best friend, like, play this song whenever I'm dying. And then
I know,
like,
I'm trying to see if he commented. I'm trying to see if he commented anything else.
That's crazy.
I wish I knew what TIFU meant, though, because I feel like that would change the situation. Think I effed up, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Because this one, like, there's just more. It says, more posts from TIFU, and it says, TIFU by not telling my husband about a lottery I won years ago.
That's a good one. Yeah, there was funny story while you're still looking for that, though. We had this, like, high school senior video that we made with, like, all of our friends and stuff. Like, the school made it. It's like they made a senior video every year or whatever. I don't know. We decided to do a skit, and basically the skit was we were trying to get out of exams. There were these two really hard teachers, an English teacher and a math teacher. Amazing people, but, like, kind of hard asses. And we made a video, and everybody knew that they were hard asses. They knew they were hard asses. You know, it was the thing. And so we made a video to where basically we were trying to make distractions or just try to make something to try to not take the end of the year exams for their two classes. Because also, too, their exams were the hardest. Like,
yeah. It was like they
crazy.
taught calculus and, like, college prep classes.
Yeah. And like, that was the video, and, like, we got the teachers to do it with us. It was, like, a whole thing. But, like, during the video, there was one part where I was just like, how am I a distraction? And then I just yelled potato really loud, like, just trying to get people, like, try to get them distracted, to get us out, like, taking the test, whatever. I don't know. Whenever I first met Ryan's parents, I don't know why I was telling this story, but I was. And they loved it, and they were obsessed with it, and ever since then they bring it up all the time. And, like, they'll bring it up all the time and just be like, how am I a distraction? Potato! And, like, scream it.
But doesn't that feel so good?
Yeah, it was just,
you're like, really wow, random. I am iconic, and people know it.
We'll share the video. We should share the video. I still have it.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
I have it somewhere.
I remember, like, again, I only say things when I know the person will never hear them, but it was the English teacher when we were making that video. She messed up and she said the F word, and I was like, because she is literally, I mean, you knew she was, like, a bad A, but she's, like, a little bitty, like, sweet, soft-spoken,
yeah,
like, never would raise her voice or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And when she said that, we were like, oh, okay, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. Anyway. Okay, so Here's the Reddit thread. It's who's the dumbest person you've ever met? And this is a high school teacher weighed in. And this is what they said. Okay. Back in high school, a guy named Kevin was arguing with me, or they said it was a high school teacher. Anyway, back in high school, a guy named Kevin was arguing with me and anyone who would listen, saying that STDs are prevented by having sex. After about a minute of explaining to him what STD meant, I decided to say, let's agree to disagree. But then he didn't let it go. He pulled out a $50 bill from his wallet and he bet me he was right. After he looked it up, the crowd mentally forced him to pay up. That was it. That was it.
Epic.
Wait, is it? There's more? I'm confused. That's really funny, though.
Yeah.
That's how some people are literally so stupid, though.
Yeah.
See, I think a little bit off the type of person that, like, likes to be right. If I know I'm right about a situation, like, I kind of won't drop it, which is a bad...
I'm the same way, yeah.
It's a toxic thing. Mm-hmm. And I don't think in all situations, but in a lot. I'll be like, no, I'm a positive, actually. Because if I don't know, I'll say I have no idea. Like, I don't just want to weigh in on every little thing. But if I'm like, no, I'm, like, positive that is not true. Yeah. Then I won't drop it. So I can just imagine being in the situation. I'll be like, are you stupid? Like, right. It's literally sexually transmitted disease. You get it by having sex.
Jeez.
But Kevin, stupid Kevin
lost $50.
That's funny. Yeah. $50 for being stupid. Love it. I'm a little bit scared of this one because it says wet, hot, embarrassing summer.
Could be like a poop story.
It says, what is the most cringe-worthy thing you did to woo your crush? Okay. When I was in 6th grade, my parents talked me into going to a week-long church camp I knew of, but didn't know personally any of the kids going. But they sold me that everyone would praise Jesus, ride horses, and have a good time. I decided to go. It was like a 6-hour drive in one of those big white vans. Quickly, everyone started whipping out their CD cases and exchanging music, and I instantly was like, F. I only had 2 CDs, Britney Spears, Baby One More Time, and Everclear. I was a really weird kid. Everyone was trying to talk me about music, and I had honestly never heard of any of the bands they were talking about. I just wanted to jam some Britney by myself. So naturally, I went to the elitist route. Said I had all of that music, and I was listening to some new underground private stuff they'd never heard of.
Oh, snap. How old were they? 6th grade?
6th grade.
Okay.
Yeah, obviously this is older because they were pulling out their CD things.
Right.
So this person might be our age, though, because, like, that's within maybe a little bit older.
CDs in
I had CD and a CD, like, what's
player.
That called? Little
Walkman.
Is that a CD thing? So it was... Maybe.
It doesn't matter.
Either way, you get it. Once we get to camp, all I'm thinking is, let's find some quick friends because I can't talk to these kids anymore. I go to the pool and make some friends with a few older kids. There were 3 girls, 2 guys, and me. They were all in 8th grade, so obviously they were really cool. Plus, I thought the girls were really hot. I figured this would be the best time, if any, to get my first kiss. And isn't that so true about kids going to freaking church camp?
Yeah, I had never been to church camp. I went to Girl Scout camp, so it's like, I think it's very different because it's only girls there, honestly. Yeah.
No, church camp, that's just
yeah,
not very churchy sometimes. They were all blah 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 blah. Their windshield wipers were turned up to the maximum with all the games 6th grade me was spitting. We decided to leave the pool. I don't know what that means. We decided to leave the pool and walk around the camp till we had to have a group meetup. The cabins were separated by grades, so they said they would walk by the 6th grade cabin and pick me up. This guy is apparently not as uncool as he thinks because he's getting in with the 8th graders real fast.
Wait, is it a guy or a girl?
I was thinking it was a guy, but I guess it must be a girl. No, it's a guy. He's trying to kiss a girl. And that's why it's embarrassing because he only has Britney Spears and Everclear.
I see. Okay.
So I'm thinking it's a guy. Anyway, first thing I do is put on my freshest outfit. Great time to break out my fresh white t-shirt. Can't forget my jean shorts. This was pre-faded denim. So this was the industrial bright blue jean shorts. It's summer in Texas, so I might as well top the outfit off with knee-high white socks. And, of course, for the bitches, Doc Martens. I looked like a weird redneck lumberjack. So I walked out, and they were kind of like, WTF, but whatever. It's kiss time. We started talking, and one of the older guys farts, and all the girls laugh. Boom, found my in. My friend Travis and I have been making fart jokes for some time, so I'm up to speed on this area of humor.
Oh, okay.
Bam, the other guy farts, and all the girls laugh even harder. Got him. Now I'm thinking all I have to do is drop the biggest fart, and literally the girls are going to laugh so hard they're going to each kiss me one by one. I start clenching and squeezing my stomach as hard as I can.
Shoot. Okay.
I'm walking like a newborn deer. Then I feel it. Got a big one ready. So instead of just dropping it out and laughing, I went to make a big show about it. I run in front of the small group, squat down, turn just my head around, and forcefully shit myself.
Oh no, bro. Okay, what happened?
This was all out diarrhea.
Oh, shoot.
Oh no. Okay. If you didn't know this before, early 90s denim was one of the least forgiving fabrics in the world. Everyone knew I pooped. It's running down my legs, being soaked up by my knee white socks. Instantly, I just react and start running. Kicking up shit, but kicking up shit like mud off a truck. I've never been to this camp before, so I'm just running for anything. I find a bathroom. Hang on, I have to compose myself. This is so funny.
That's pretty good. I like that he turned around too, like,
Literally.
I can picture it. He's got his socks on, he goes, and then it's just...
Oh my gosh. Oh, I find a bathroom, toss the socks, boxes, and shirt, but I couldn't drop the jorts. I can't just walk around the church camp naked. Plus, at this point, I'm thinking maybe they didn't really see it. I was really confident in my speed at the time, so I was thinking I could say that's my thing. I drop giant farts and run before the smell catches me. Come to find out, not only were the 5 people I shit in front of outside the bathroom waiting for me, but there's like 25 kids. Instantly I just ran in my docs and jorts combo back to the cabin I was staying in, with the other kids chasing me and yelling shit pants.
Oh no.
I ran to my bed to find all the music nerds I drove up going through my CDs. It only has the 2 CDs. They're like, WTF. Thought you had tons of secret music, bro. Wait, did you just shit your pants? So yeah, that was about 4 hours into a week-long trip. I really thought farting would impress these girls. I lost my favorite pair of jorts and pride that day.
Shoot. That's epic too that he went back to the cabin and they were just like, he's already down. And then these
and they have his
lamos
Everclear and
like,
his Britney, and they're like,
Where's the music?
Where's all the music, bro? We literally were going through your things while you weren't here.
Epic. That's a pretty good one. That tops a lot.
That's really
That's
funny.
pretty good. I can just picture it. Wow. Good one, Court. Good one.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I don't know. Okay, we're looking real quick. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go to this one. This looks like a story. Okay, yeah. Okay. I need to just go to the ones that are like super long. And if it's not, I'll just skip past it. Okay, it says I saved a girl from drowning, then she sued me.
Oh no.
Already off to a good start. Okay. It says I'm a trained swimmer and completed all classes to become a lifeguard. However, swimming never was more than a hobby for me, and I chose a totally different career path. In 2007, I saved a girl from drowning. For those of you unexperienced with seashores and beaches, the sea will always push you back to the shore unless you are further than a given point. After this given point, the strong current will either push you deeper into the sea or keep you where you are. You can't just float back to shore. You will drown for exhaustion. Interesting facts. I also heard, side note, to not try to swim directly to the shore, but swim at an angle.
I've heard that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't know if that's true, but throw that out there in case you start drowning. Try that.
Yep.
In 2007, I was at a beach with a few friends. Let's also preface this that me and Audrey were lifeguards for years.
Yeah.
In high school. So there is like, technically, if you are like a certified lifeguard and you see somebody drowning, like you are supposed to
go help them. I'm not certified anymore, so.
Neither am I. My certification's up. I'm saying during those times, you are supposed to do that.
Yeah. Kind of like CPR, I'm sure, too.
Yeah, it's like even if you aren't like, it's not at the pool that we are working at.
Yeah, like you're supposed to go in and like help.
I will say though, that probably doesn't apply to like the ocean. We're not ocean lifeguards, but like we saw someone drowning in like just a regular body of water or a pool. Yeah, we were supposed to like go help them.
Yeah.
Okay. In 2007, I was at the beach with a few friends when I noticed a girl way too far from the shore. By too far, I mean way too far. At least twice as far as any other person. Her gestures were clear. She was drowning, barely keeping her head above water. That is an active drowning victim, guys. We know that.
That is an active. Yes.
Active drowner. I turned around, no lifeguard. I later learned the man chose to take a break and was at the bathroom. To make this clear, she was getting further and further from the shore by the second. I'm a good swimmer. I raced to her, then carried her on my back to the shore, keeping her above water. Even if he didn't, like, it's easier to get some water out of somebody's freaking lungs if they're on the shore than if they're just continuing to drown out there. Mm-hmm. Okay. She had already swallowed a lot of water. I risked my own life because my weight with hers could have been too much, but I made it. The lady later sued me. Now I learned that she had to spend 3 days at the hospital, couldn't afford it, tried to sue the beach owners, but her case was rejected, but she still sued me. Her case? I should have saved her earlier. I had been careless, not carrying her to the shore fast enough, and should have let the lifeguard do his job. Yes, you read that. I had injured her. She was in pain. She wouldn't have swallowed as much water, if that makes any sense. I had the case thrown out by a judge, but still had to hire a lawyer and suffer the humiliation. It was an unnecessary stress. I felt disgusted and betrayed.
Jeez. Yeah, that kind of stuff freaks me out, like being sued and stuff. Like, that's just a scary thing, because even if it's like something that you know 100%, like, no, what they're doing is dumb, they're just trying to get money, like, there's no way this will hold up. It's like you still have to go, like, take off work, go through the struggle. Like, if you don't have PTO days, like, or something, you have to deal with that, you know, like, probably financially deal with stuff like that. Like, that is freaky scary.
Well, my thing is, I'm speaking for myself, but even if I literally did nothing wrong, it would still take such a huge toll on me to ever, like, I don't know, even be, like, accused of something.
Yeah.
Like, just to be accused.
It's scary.
I would be, like, just heartbroken.
Yeah.
Does that make, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, to even have to go through that, like, you would feel guilty even though you aren't.
Yeah.
That's how I would be. And that's just so sad. That's what scares me. That's what scares me about this kind of thing. Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. That's just crazy.
That is crazy.
Okay.
Interesting.
I don't think that's really that interesting. Let's look. But yeah, that's very scary. And that's why I was always like, when they told us, I was like, are you sure? Because that seems a little bit asking a lot of teenagers. It's one thing if you're like
an adult
and you've been lifeguarding for like 8 years or something. Like, if our instructor hadn't saved somebody or something like that, and
that would be weird.
That would be weird. But it's like a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you would want to help somebody. I'm not saying that I wouldn't let somebody drown, but it's like, okay, what if you didn't do something exactly right?
No, yeah. Whenever we would have to learn all of these saves, obviously, and where we worked, it was a really small pool, but like, you had to know all the saves. Like, a lot of the time, like, if people dive or something and they hit their head, they could get a spinal cord injury, and that is like really scary, and you have to be very, very, very particular about how you save them, because you could make their damage worse and kill them, like, right there. That always freaked me out the most, and that would freak me, like, I think if it was an easy find, like somebody was drowning, it's like, okay, here, like, let's go. But I would be so afraid of a spinal cord injury, because you could literally kill them on the spot. Like, that is terrifying. That was always the scariest one for sure.
Oh, TIFU is today I effed up. I just saw it.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Okay, this one looks good. By throwing my steak out a window.
Your steak?
Yeah.
Okay.
Today I effed up by throwing my steak out a window. Honestly, though, that was a good guess by me.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get today. I thought it was think I effed up, which is pretty interesting. Okay, so last night my wife's boss from her brand new job invited us over for dinner.
Okay.
That's so funny. We were like having kind of this conversation earlier. On the drive over, my wife reiterated many times to me just how important it was to make a good impression. I scoffed and arrogantly informed my silly wife that I always make good impressions. That's when you got to really be scared.
Yeah.
When you're like,
oh, haha.
Sweetie, there's nothing to worry about.
Nothing.
Everybody loves me. And you're like, oh, God, you're going to be on one then. That's not good.
Yeah.
My wife's boss is a single lady in her 50s, so it was just the three of us. We chit-chatted over drinks and salads and seemed to really be hitting it off. She laughed at my well-timed, perfectly appropriate jokes, and my wife seemed pleased.
Nice.
Soon she brought out the main course, a nice, big, juicy steak for each of us. As I began to cut into my steak, I was discouraged to discover how undercooked the steak was. Now, I've had my fair share of rare steaks. I prefer medium, but I can handle rare. This was several minutes on a hot grill short of rare. I probably could have resuscitated the cow had I tried. Instead, I sat there fidgeted with my knife and fork, worrying about how I was going to get away with not eating the steak.
Right.
Claim veganism? No, I'd already feigned great enthusiasm upon seeing the steak. Just then, our hostess excused herself to the kitchen to take care of some dessert preparations. As I looked across the fancy dining room table at the open window of this third-story apartment, a cartoon light bulb appeared over my head. I knew I had to be decisive. Realizing that she could return at any moment, I committed. I grabbed the steak with my hand, gently shook off the juice, and executed a perfect throw right through the center of the open window.
Dude, homie, just say, this is really good and all, but can I just cook it a little bit longer? It's a little too pink for me.
Or just throw it out the window.
Okay, yeah.
Here's the big time F up. The window wasn't open. He just slammed the steak into a closed window.
Oh no.
It was just the cleanest freaking window you've ever seen in your life. That is, until my mostly raw slab of steak slammed up against it and slowly slid down, leaving a trail of bloody juice in its wake. My wife, whose steak was a nice medium rare and was unaware of my predicament, turned, jaw dropped, and stared at me like I was an alien from another planet. This look then slowly morphed into more of a "there is no place on this planet you can ever hide from me" expression of demonic anger. Can you imagine being the wife? I'm like, yeah, we're divorcing. My wife's boss heard the thud of the steak on the window impact and came quickly. She took in the scene, the steak sitting on the windowsill, the blood trail, the empty plate, and then gave me an inquisitive, puzzled look. I just didn't know what to say. It felt like a minute of silence, but it was probably 3 or 4 seconds. Finally, the best I could manage was, I'm so sorry. I'm such a klutz. I don't know. I was just cutting it and it slipped. Just ask my wife. I really am a klutz. Right, honey? No help coming from that direction. I'll clean this up. I can't believe this. I'm so sorry, etc., etc. Both women continued to stare at me like I had escaped from the loony bin as I smeared the blood around the window with my cloth napkin, dusting off the steak and continuing to mutter my incoherent explanation. I knew no one was buying the story. I knew what I had to do. I sheepishly returned to my seat and proceeded to eat every bite of that disgusting, cold, chewy, bloody raw steak. I remained pretty quiet the rest of the evening. My wife's only 2 words to me since the incident are, "I'm fine." That's it.
Wow. A+.
Oh, wait, it says good news. Boss's name, and I just had a good laugh over how much of a effing idiot I am. I hope you know you will never live this down. Love you, moron. So apparently that's the...
Like the tea was spilled.
Okay, yeah, it says, just got the first post I'm fine communication from my wife via text who is at work. It says, good news. My boss and I were laughing about this, that you're so stupid.
Oh my God. That's
so
wild.
It all turned out okay, but that is so funny.
That's really good. That he's just like, great idea. Like, just be like, dude, it's just a little too pink for me. I'm sorry. Like, nobody would be offended unless you're like, okay, unless the boss was like a chef. Maybe if the boss was a chef, then she might be offended. But other than that,
well, my
I
thing
think
is, it's
fine.
like, I would. It's just so. It's so off the wall that it's like it's almost just funny. Like especially if you're doing everything else right. Like if he was making a bad impression already,
yeah,
and like she already didn't like him, and then that happened, I'd be like, you are literally such an effing loser. Like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
But if it was going really well, and then he's just that kind of like funny and off the wall, that is like literally when he said like a cartoon light bulb popped up over my head, like
this guy is funny.
He was like, I'm just gonna frisbee it out the window.
Like your dad would do that. He would, I think.
I don't know, Dad, would you do that? Because that's so funny.
I've got a funny meat story really quick. It'll take 2 seconds, but that reminds me while you're looking for another one. But me and my family, we went to this like resort whenever I was probably like in 6th grade or so, and it was like the first all-you-can-eat resort I've ever been to. And let me just tell you, if you haven't been to an all-you-can-eat, changes the game, because you really are like, my favorite thing to do, and I've said it a million times, is spend money on food. So whenever I just like can pay a flat rate and just kind of go buck wild, like I live for it. Anyway, one night they had dinner out by the pool, and it was just like a really nice night and stuff. But it was like really windy. It was really windy. Like I remember it being very, very, very windy, but they had the special event. They wanted everybody to eat it out by the pool, like all the guests, whatever. So we were sitting by the pool with our food or whatever, and we had like steaks too. Like we had steaks, but they weren't like, I mean, people are getting free food, so it's like, right, it's not like it's gonna be a good steak. It was a thin steak, like whatever. And it was so windy that my steak literally flew off my plate. Like the wind carried my steak off my plate. It's my parents' favorite story because it's like they call it the flying meat story, because it just literally, my steak flew off my plate. And I was just like, oh my God, what? And then the next morning, like we woke up and there were like literally like probably 50 forks and knives in the pool, like 100 napkins. Like it was just, chairs were in the pool. Like it was just that windy. That
is
literally
so funny, though, that your steak flew off the plate.
My steak flew off the plate. I don't know.
This is a call out of my parents, but I realized the other day, because, excuse me, I just burped a little bit, but Haley and I were texting, and I don't remember what the conversation was, but we ended up getting on the topic of those steaks my parents used to make us all the time for dinner whenever we were kids. And I was like, why was that steak so thin? I was like, why were they buying the thinnest steak? Those steaks were literally this thin. I was like, I've never seen a steak that's this thin. And she's like, that's literally the steak that I buy for my like steak fajitas. It's like, it's called what's it called?
Yeah.
There's like a certain name for it, but it's like, it's literally not even like a real like cut of steak. It's like, it's
4 fajitas.
Yeah. It's like 4. Yeah, not for what we were eating.
That's the steak I think I had at the resort. Same kind
and
of
I'm
thing.
like,
yeah.
I don't know. I need to look it up anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's like not funny, but it's just a little bit interesting.
Okay.
It's thought provoking.
We love a good
We love
thought.
to provoke some thoughts. It says, what is the creepiest glitch in the Matrix you've experienced?
Ooh, I love that. I love a glitch in the Matrix.
I
feel
Audrey
like I would love to do a Reddit story time of glitches and just talk about it and get really perplexed and freaked out and freak all you guys out.
Yeah, no, that would actually be terrifying. There's been times like that where I've been like,
I swear to God. Yeah. And
yeah,
then it's
I'm like, no.
Yeah. No, we should do that. I want to do that. I want to do like a creepypasta episode where it's just like literally the weirdest stories that are probably like not even true.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay. It says, I mentioned this in another thread, but here it is again. Okay. Me and my friend were at a Chinese restaurant and we ordered a General So. How do you say? I say General So.
I say
General Tso.
No, I say General So's.
General
But
So.
I make it plural.
Okay, well, they just didn't have an S.
Okay.
General Tso's chicken, dinner, and a shrimp lo mein dish.
Yum.
2 very common
things you get.
Delicious.
Yeah.
When we sat down, we took out both boxes and we set them on the table about 2 feet apart. My friend opens the first box and we see a shrimp lo mein dish. It has all the things in there. Noodles, shrimp, fried rice. He closes the box and opens the other box. Inside that box is another shrimp lo mein dish. Shrimp, noodles, fried rice. Oh, I think they must have just mixed that order.
Yeah.
I was just about to say this when my friend says out loud, looks like they made a mistake and gave us 2. As he opens up the first box again, inside of it is the General Tso's chicken.
No way.
It says, General Tso's chicken, white rice, and an egg roll. He froze and looked at me. I looked back at him, and we sat in silence. It took us 5 or so minutes to collect ourselves. I have no idea what the F happened.
That's crazy.
You know that happens, though, a lot, where it's like you're getting ready to say something, and it literally has nothing to do with what you're even talking about. And this happens, I think, the most probably with my younger sister, Haley. Like, where it literally has nothing to do with what's going on. Like, I just have a random thought, and I'll say it, or she'll say something, and I'm like, that was about to come out of my mouth.
Yeah, but I hear that a lot, too, with, like, siblings, people you're just really close with.
Yeah, it's still odd, though.
It's still odd. I know I have a Matrix thing. We buy our dogs a ton of toys, and we have this one red plastic dog toy, and they chew up toys like nobody's business. Like, they wreck toys like crazy. Like, you can't keep a toy in the house, but these plastic ones, they actually last a pretty long time. They're like a super chewer, whatever. We bought this red one, and typically when we buy toys for the dogs, like, even though we have 2 dogs, we don't buy them the same toy 9 times out of 10 unless it's like we just never do. We'll always buy like 2 different ones or 2 similar ones, but not the exact same toy. So we had this red toy or whatever, and one day I was cleaning my room, and like this room that we're in, and I saw the toy under the dresser. There's like a dresser on this side. I saw the red toy, and I was like, oh shoot, it must have been under there for like a really long time. Let me get that out. And so I grabbed it, and then I went into the living room to give it to them, and I noticed there was the same red toy in there, like in the living room. And I was like, wait, so there's 2 red toys? Like, I'm 1,000,000,000,000% sure we did not buy 2 red toys.
Yeah, because they never buy two
of the same thing, really.
No, you never
There's
do.
this one toy that we buy, and we buy similar ones, but we never even buy the same thing. It's like we'll buy a taco version and then like a pizza version.
Right, because
like,
I'm even just saying, like, yeah, you have 2 dogs. You could buy them 2 of the same toy. You don't even do that. You're just like, here's another toy, guys.
Here's another toy for the share it or whatever. So it's like, and I'm pretty sure like his parents and my parents buy them toys a lot, but I swear we've never ever had 2 of the same kind. It's so weird. And it was weird too that it was under my dresser. Like, that happens too. Toys get stuck everywhere all the time, but it's just like it literally appeared, I swear. Anyway, super weird. And Ryan doesn't know too. He was just like, I agree, I've never known to have 2. So
okay, this is what? Go back. Where are you? This is somehow you're just popular, I guess.
okay.
And this one's called Tinder.
Okay.
This is my first Tinder experience in a long time. I'm not the smallest, weighing in at 120 kilograms, which I don't know what that is.
I have no idea what that is.
And it says and 6'4". So
think
a big guy.
I think oh, okay.
A big guy.
Okay.
Obviously, kilograms are larger units than.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's like well over 200 pounds.
Okay.
Let's say. I don't know how she couldn't tell I'm the size I am, considering I have my gut out on Tinder profile, and in my Insta isn't making me skinny either.
Okay.
It says profile. They included photos.
Okay.
So I guess they agreed to meet up, and it says see you soon, and then a heart, like where she had liked it, and then she commented he said yeah. So I just saw you from afar, and I'm sorry I can't meet you. I don't like guys who are fat. I'm not attracted to them. I'm so sorry. It's better for me to go back home than to pretend I liked you. Good luck with your upcoming Tinder dates. And then like a face. And he said, wow, you could see that from my photos?
Right.
I'm literally shirtless in one of them.
Right. Maybe she just didn't realize how like how massive he is or something. Like if she's a small girl and like in person, I don't know. Like maybe his height and I don't know. But still, that's rude. Really rude.
Anyway, yeah, she's just going off, and he's like, maybe it's time sitting down. Who knows? She said, I couldn't be attracted to you. Sorry. I'm coming back now. And he said, cool. She said, it's better that way than pretending I liked you. And you don't look like you're 22. You look like you're much older. And he said, I'm 22, but fair. This poor guy. Dang. You look like you're 35. Maybe I know because you haven't found a girlfriend yet. Take care of yourself more.
This girl just needs to get hit by a car. What's her deal?
And she said, and then he commented, said, so you weren't coming back then? And she said, no way. I already got home. And he said, I'm the one dodging a bullet here. And she said, and I'm dodging a big cannon. You should go to the gym.
Jeez. What a loser, honestly, that girl.
Yeah. And the guy is not even that big.
No, he looks so nice.
I mean, a really weird picture, I would never.
Yeah. Yeah, he looks fine.
Yeah, look at him. A normal, I mean, he's like overweight, but it's not like, he's not like morbidly obese.
Yeah, he looks good.
And his picture just looks like normal.
Jesus, people are rude.
Yeah.
That's so rude.
Also, the fact that it's like, yeah, she obviously just matched with him to just make him feel bad, because literally both these pictures you can tell what size he is.
Well, okay, dope. Like, I get that you show to a date and then you're like, shoot, not what I expected. That happens a lot. But just make an excuse. Don't like roast them. Like, this girl was just straight up mean.
Yeah, like literally she could have even walked in. He didn't see her. She could have walked in and been like, okay, I'm not interested. I don't even want to go.
And just ghost him.
Okay, that's better than what she did, and that's still bad. Yeah. Or just been like, hey, sorry, I was getting ready to walk out the door, but I'm feeling really sick. I can't make it. Like, lie. Like, literally do anything. You don't owe this. First of all, she doesn't owe him anything either. I mean, like, she owes him a little bit of an explanation instead of just not showing up. But I'm just saying, if you don't have to go out with anybody you don't want to go out with. That's the bottom line here. But that's just so crazy.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It says, what is your silent, unseen act of personal defiance? You know, that little thing that you do that you really shouldn't, but you do it anyway because F you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't know what this is. I'm just going to read it, and we can cut it if we don't like it, because it's just a long story.
Okay.
Okay, and I see the word fart in it, so it could be good.
Okay.
If I decide to stare, it's usually with a, yeah, what the F are you going to do about it look.
Okay.
I'm about 6'7", so even when I'm just trying to be friendly, not farting on a stranger's kid's head, I guess that's what's about to happen, which he's 6'7", so. And meeting a family member or friend's kid for the first time, I've noticed they get very high between their mother's legs, intimidated on sight of me not sitting down. So he's just saying he's like kind of a big, intimidating guy.
Yep.
And he's kind of just got like a rusting bitch face, I guess, is what he's saying. However, a few times I've been called out. One time I was pretty drunk with a friend at a Target buying Risk. And no, we never finished playing the whole game. This little Mexican 5 to 7...
Sure. I love the details people put in stories sometimes.
Me too.
And I'm sure we do the same thing when we're talking,
I know I do.
But... Jeez. Okay.
This little Mexican 5 to 7-year-old with a mohawk was being an insufferable little shit on the action figure section. I heard him from like 5 aisles over, and it was like nails on a chalkboard. I tell my friend, I'm going to go fart on this kid's head. Watch and learn. He's drunk. I saunter on over to the aisle in question and see the vile little prick calling his mom an idiot for not buying him a huge effing G.I. Joe, the movie vehicle, which pissed me off even more considering how awful that movie was. Buy some good toys. I already bought that one for you and you broke it by throwing it down the stairs. Oh, I feel this, man. Shut up. I need it. It's only one I don't have now.
Jeez.
Oh, it's the only one I don't have now. The mother was younger than me. Like, I'm mid-20s and gave a defeated look. I don't have enough money right now. You are an idiot. And continued to just berate and publicly shame this woman. You know this guy's dad sucks.
Yeah.
This little boy's dad. He's not learning it from the mom, obviously. At the time, I was on a strict Chipotle carnitas burrito diet.
Same dough. The amount of times I eat Chipotle a week is just like, I'm keeping them in business.
I was on a strict Chipotle carnitas burrito diet.
Yep.
And while I was watching all this, my stomach gave me an initial warning gurgle, very courteous stomach, telling me I was about an hour away from punishing the toilet. Serendipity. Destiny. I inch a bit closer to my prey, inspecting some wrestling toys and pondering the weird... blah, blah, blah. The kid shouts, F you, I hate you. The mom rolls her eyes and turns her back to the kid to ignore him. And could you believe it? The kid gets on his hands and knees and starts taking the toy out of the box. It's go time, mother effer. I position my back towards him, and at this point, I'm like 2 feet away from him. His head is down, getting frustrated with those GD twisty tie things, and I go for the kill. I bend down to reach for one of the toys on the lower shelf. At this point, my ass is inches away from this kid's head. Now, generally speaking, the best way to go about this is to act casual, drop your belly bomb, then walk away after a few seconds like nothing is out of the ordinary. I usually go one aisle over and listen to the kid's reaction and delight. Usually.
Good to know.
However, today I couldn't help myself. I guess it's a different world when you're 6'7".
Yeah.
I gave my head... I have my head tilted back, looking at this kid out of the corner of my eye to ensure accuracy. So he's like looking back over his shoulder. I'm so close that from a distance it looks like I'm about to sit on him. My friend sees this happening and can no longer contain himself. He's covering his mouth, but his hee-haw hyperventilating donkey chortle is fairly audible over the 90s pop music playing on the loudspeakers. The kid immediately looks up towards the laughter, but can't help but notice there is an ass now directly in his face. Now I'm trying not to laugh, but also panicking as I just made eye contact with him. He furrows his brow, and I look in the mother's direction, still back towards us. I relish in the moment and look on this child's confused and naive face. The initial blast was mighty and boisterous. I swear I saw his hair blowing in the wind,
oh my
so
God.
to speak. If I wasn't wearing jeans, I think it could have probably blown over an empty soda can. I could tell it was a very fun fart. A++ would buy again. However, what immediately followed that out the chamber was truly horrifying. The farts implicated change without notice and swiftly. It went from a joyous, dry air horn squeal to a nefarious, hissing, I don't even know what that says. I think the little moppet noticed the hateful metamorphosis before I even did because he wrenched his neck violently trying to get away from the personified evil being fumigated into his soul. Because of his positioning, hovering over the toy, hands and knees, it was all in vain as the only way out was forward, and forward would mean certain death. I had positioned myself well on the higher ground, free to escape or relent at any time, and him, poor and immobilized, biding his time until the cruel attack was over. Obviously, this child was in the... I don't even know. In total, it lasted about 4 seconds, but for that kid, it must have seemed like time was frozen. The long-term severe brain damage, which he no doubt suffered, only added to the effect. When I finished with my business, forcing a little boy to huff my farts, there was a silent, pregnant pause. I don't think pregnant was the right word there. The kid was clearly shocked and stunned. No one had ever stood up to this dwarf sociopath in his life. I had taken the words out of his mouth and filled it with a fart.
Shoot.
Okay. I make my move first, picking up the toy I was reaching for off the lower shelf, take a few steps forward, and stare at it for a few seconds. On to alligator, the only thing the kid could manage to do was burst into tears. My friend senses danger. The jig is up, and his head darts for cover. The mom turns around to see her kid with an open toy crying on the floor and me minding my own business. She walks up to him and asks what's wrong, but the kid can't speak. All he gets out was crying, and I think fart was in there somewhere. Mm-hmm. It took every fiber in my body not to laugh. I put the toy back on the middle shelf, turn around, and give a final nonchalant look-see, and then began to take my exit. Sensing that his assailant was getting away scot-free, he somehow managed to compose himself for a moment. He shouts, "He farted on me!" I could feel him pointing at me, but I was confused to act like I was just browsing. I was almost around the corner when the mom said, "Excuse me, sir." "Sir!" I turned around, unplussed. Who? Me? I'll point to myself. "Yes, did you just fart on my son?" Weighing my options, I played dumb. What? I mean, I did fart. On my son? Well, I mean, technically speaking, what is on? Why did you fart on my son? At this point, the little kid has a look of something on his face, happy to see me in trouble. F you, I'm a man. I will fart on you if I please. I turned my attention to the little kid and stared at him. Because the whole store could hear him being a little rotten asshole to his mother, so I thought I'd come here and treat him like one.
He said that?
Yes.
Okay.
The mom looks at me, her son and the scattered G.I. Joe wrappers box on the floor. The mom is puzzled as to what to do and says, just go. That's my cue. I turn around, walk away with a little extra step. I could up to see the black orb of security cameras and all the stories on Reddit about unjustly having to register as a sex offender flash before my eyes. As soon as I turn off the corner, I book it outside as fast as I can while dialing my friend. Like a true friend, he is right out front with the engine running and Risk in the trunk. So his friend went up and bought the game while he's doing his deed.
Yeah.
We laugh in the car, the whole car ride back about the whole scene. With a slight hint of seriousness in his tone, my friend asks, "Do you do that a lot?" And I say, not that much, like once every 6 months or so. We both knew I was lying. We got to our other friend's house, played Risk until 4 a.m. while drinking scotch. Overall, I would say it was a pretty good day.
Wow. Yeah, that kid was a terrorist, honestly.
Yeah, he did do the world a good deed, I have to say.
I have to say. I agree.
Because that's really disgusting, but also it's like, that's so funny.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad I don't know this person, but
yeah,
the story was
pretty good.
Iconic.
Yeah.
And it seems like something out of a movie, so maybe it's not true, but
yeah, who knows?
I would put that in a movie. Like, we need to send that to somebody.
Yeah. I agree.
That's hilarious.
Anyway,
that's
guys.
Really hilarious. Anyway, thanks for listening. Hope you laughed with us. I said some pretty gross things, but remember, I'm just reading them. It's not from my brain.
We're not planned. Anyway,
yeah.
But peace out, y'all.
Have a happy Wednesday.
And we're the girls of 95.
Bye.
Goodbye.